Peter loves avocados and apples, while Annie is driving in an automobile through the Atlantic. While at her real home, it was in the middle of autumn. Annie the anteater had an attachment to awkwardly stinking alligators. One day, her assistant, the ant, had an auction, and Allie the apple horse his attic on a weekend. While Annie was shooting her bow and arrow all the time, Annie the anteater would always try to avoid Abby the sea anemone because she always talks about Ariel the alligator.
Blake the bear was busy bending over backwards for Braylon. He was baking bacon for her. Braylon was a bird. She invited Bailey the bloodhound. Bailey's cousin Ben was the bee was on a boat. His friend was Billy. Billy the bat was bouncing on a bed in Brooklyn. Bolt was Billy's brother. He is a baboon riding a bike.
Caleb played the cello with Carmine. We saw a caterpillar eating a carrot and doing cartwheels.
Dan got a dog named Danny. The dog did a ditch. Dee Dee's dad decided to dig a ditch with the dog.
Eli was in an elevator adding even numbers with his brother Ethan. Eli exited the elevator and saw an eagle on an elephant.
Frankie Frog sits on a flower. Frankie flies to France to farm.
George wanted to help the girls glue and glitter a poster, but George got laughed at. George told Mr. Gay, and Mr. Gay said girls share with George.
My sister saw a horsefly in my house. Sam has a horse in her yard. I saw a hat in the hat store. Somebody was walking in the hall. I saw a horsefly on the horse in my house. I hung my hat in the hall of my house.
She thought I was invisible. Instead, I was ignoring her while I ate incredible ice cream.
Jade went to the jewelry store and ate Japanese food. Jill went to the get jerky, and Jordan was joyful because Joey couldn't find his jacket. Jordan helped Joey find his jacket. Janet found a new cheat. Kimberly and Carol went in the kitchen to get ketchup. They were on their way to kindergarten before going to the kennel to see their kangaroo.
Larry Lux was licking a lollipop under lava. Her uncle Larry Lizard licked a patch of lava. She called him a lizard. Her brother Lewis was doing the loop-de-loop. Her dad Willie was getting tortured by a lion. The lion was having a long rifle pointing at him. Lane, on the other hand, was in the science lab making a love potion. He went running on the landscape to launch the lunchbox. The loaf of bread flew over the moon. It had leftover moon sand on it.
My lion may be mean by throwing missiles. His muscles make me shake. Men come and save me. Their names are Matthew and Maurice. My lion's favorite toy is a mouse.
Natalie Nicole went to school at 9 o'clock. There was a new school mascot named Nectar that nibbled nuts.
Owen went to the ocean and saw an awesome octopus. His old grandma packed him olives and oranges for lunch outside.
Papa packed his lunch. He put pepper, paper, and pine cone in his puffy backpack to go hiking with his pal.
The Queen of Queens questioned the dresser quits and gets out quickly before the quake.
One day, Ricky and Wade to their roller coaster rocket. They both had a radio, and Ray wanted to listen to rap, and Ricky wanted to listen to rock and roll. They got in a fight and went to Ron's house and were friends again.
Stephen saw a slithery snake. Then he bought a smooth Saint Bernard.
Ty, Thomas, and Tucker were building a trapezoid. Thomas was tackling Tyler. Ty and the tiger were eating tomatoes. Tyler was terrified because he got in trouble. Tyler was terribly because it was thundering. Terry was taking a trip to Tennessee, and Ty and Tyler was on the tore down Titanic.
You was digging under the ground until it started to rain. Then a unicorn held the umbrella for him.
A van with a vampire was on its way to Virginia. On Valentine's Day, it disappeared with lots of valuables and vegetables.
Willie the Walrus went on a raft and went fishing. He caught a white whale that he named Willie, but Willie got wiped away by a wave, and Willie sat eating whipped cream. Then Willie came back to the raft, which turned Willie into a white whale. Willie waved. The X rode on a dinosaur, thought to be extinct. That experience was exciting. He fell off and needed an X-ray.
A yodeler yodeled in the yard. A yodeler yodeled for a year.
In New York, it was 0 degrees. In New York, a zebra was running zigzag. In New York, Zendaya was playing a synthesizer. Zendayas were growing in the zoo by the zebra's exhibit. The zebra zoomed in around the zoo while zipping a zipper. Zach Zebra learned how to do zoology. His sister Zoe Zebra did the zip code to Zoology. Zoe also learned how to make zinc.